What the? Because who you saying? You give it up for nothing. Don't you fucking lie.
Good evening and welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern episode 77th on a lovely Sunday evening at 8 p.m.
Ish.
I am always a bit ish.
13 minutes is not bad. Come on.
Seems to get later and later ish every week.
Well, we're almost 9 the other night.
True. I am Jamie and I'm once again joined by Millie Man Ian.
Hello, everyone.
Ladies' favourite Daniel.
Hello.
Scottish Gruff Ross.
Hello.
And MPV Graham.
Hello.
Can we change
we all
Dan's name
gentlemen?
to shit hair, Daniel?
Whoa. Let's not pile on straight away.
Come on, He's been off for like the last 6 weeks. Let's be nice to him.
I was going to say, I might go again for another 6 weeks. Jesus.
Spend
money on that colour on his hair.
It's what's wrong with it?
How are you, Daniel?
What's
Apart
right
from
with it
being-
is the right question.
Being relentlessly teased, how are you? Welcome back.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of a welcome back, wasn't it? Jesus. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How is everyone? Have we
Missed
remembered to record? Go live?
You recording and we're already live, yes. So
We've got it under control. Ian, before we get any
Hello.
further, competition. I can't remember if you hadn't finished last time we spoke on
We didn't
podcast
miss.
anyway.
Yes.
But how did it go? Did you win?
We
You
didn't win.
tournament Master. Oh,
So in the team side, we came runners up. So second. And in the solo competition, I came third. So a bronze medal. Can't complain.
golf clap for everybody. Golf clap. Please.
So you were the first loser.
yes.
Yeah. Best of the rest.
Best
I
of the
like to
rest.
call it. Yeah, because the other two were insane and they were in the top team. So I'm saying best of the rest.
Okay.
Well done. It was a long, hard slog to get
It
all
was.
of those G's. Now it's time to rest, relax, and play some decent video games.
That's questionable as well.
Well, I suppose we'll get into that later on. Cool. Shall we get into the news, then, gentlemen?
I think we
Let's
should
do
do
it.
it.
Let's do this. Top story of the week is, well, I think it was last Monday, wasn't it? So we just missed it by a matter of hours, I think. Embracer Group acquires Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and their studios from Square Enix. So basically, if you're not familiar with Embracer, they basically been slowly, well, I was going to say quietly, but quite loudly and quite slowly buying up studios left, right, and centre. They've bought, I think there's something, they've got something like about 81 studios now or something stupid like that. And
Bloody hell.
they're got 100 and something odd games in development, supposedly. Let me just see if I can find it here. But yeah, basically on last Monday, they acquired all of Square Enix Western development houses and IPs like Deus Ex, Thief, Tomb Raider, and then obviously Crystal Dynamics. What was the other ones they bought? Sorry, remind me. Eidos Montreal and Square Enix Montreal, which again encompass the games I've mentioned, as well as other ones such as Legacy of Kain, which has been quite a sort of cult following and quite a big call for that to come back at some point.
Pretty good.
So yeah, so they bought some world-renowned studios, some fantastic IP, and they paid a whopping 300 million USD for it, which compared to Microsoft's acquisition of
Bethesda.
Activision and Bethesda and Sony buying Bungie, and even who was one recently? Embracer, I think they bought Gearbox for
Yeah, they've got Gearbox.
1 point something billion dollars, just
Something like
Gearbox.
that.
So
What was the Bungie deal? That was like
that was 3 billion from Sony, yeah. But this, I mean, 300 million for Tomb Raider, Thief, and Deus Ex, as well as the teams that come with it, and however other many titles that they've got hold of now,
I feel
seems
like
a
that's
bit
a
of
pretty
a.
good deal.
I think someone's been mugged off a bit.
Yeah.
Well, there must be a reason why they're going so cheap
This is
or
the point.
cheaper.
This is the point. Graham, what do you think? Why do you think they got them for such a fucking bargain price? Well, in the grand scheme of things, that's obviously still a lot of money.
Yeah.
pocket change. What are you on about?
Yeah.
I
Phil
think it's
keeps that
'cause
down the back of his sofa.
they're kind of been lukewarm releases of the last kind of ones. They haven't been terrible by any stretch. But I mean, like the Deus Ex and the Tomb Raider, they haven't been sort of riding high, like Game of the Years kind of in that brackets. They've been all right. I mean, no one said that the last Tomb Raider was terrible, but they've kind of been a bit lukewarm, I suppose, for a while. So they're sort of limited. Like, is anyone excited for another one of those or for the next Deus Ex in the series? But I know that, but I mean, like massively. Like,
Yeah, in
can't
general.
wait compared to some of the others.
Yes, definitely. If there's another Deus Ex, fuck yes.
I mean, the
love that
last one.
franchise.
What was the last one? It was
Mankind Evolved. No, Human Evolved or
yeah.
something.
No, yeah, you're right. So Mankind
Mankind.
Divided, I think it was.
I missed
Mankind
that one.
Divided.
The one that came before it. Fucking
That was
amazing.
Human Revolution.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was fantastic. And then this one I've seen really mixed or really, really mixed reviews about it. And I was like, I've got it. I bought it for like £3.
I was going to say I bought it when it was on sale for about £4, and I've got about an hour in. I was like, I'm not feeling this right now,
No.
and I was never got back to it.
Space is just sort of sitting there like, come play
That
me.
was a day one
please."
for me. Fucking brilliant. Loved it.
And the releases weren't that long ago, were they? They were in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, Mankind Divided was 2016, I want to say.
So unless they've been cooking on it since they released
Yeah, I
it.
was about to say, have
Yeah,
they even
waiting.
announced like the next ones in the line?
Well,
if they
that-
haven't even started on that yet.
That was supposed to be a trilogy, and they did 2, and then
It's shut the
because
bed.
as Square Enix like to say, it failed to meet our expectations. They just ignored it and they never finished it off. So hopefully now Embracer have got older and they can start to bring them back. I know you're not a big stealth game player, Gray, but you mentioned some interest in Legacy of Kain just then.
That's not stealth as such.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to involve you, sir.
Oh, all right.
Before we talk about
We
the
can
So-
talk about Thief if you want, because I
Don't
fucking
throw
love
st-
Thief.
Wrath of Cain. I played a couple of those ones. They were pretty decent games. Although, to be fair, I think it was like 360 when I last played one of those. I don't know if that's when the last one came out, but yeah, no, I enjoyed playing through that one. It's just a completely like a weird dynamic to it, but yeah, I remember enjoying that one. So yeah, a new one of those wouldn't go miss.
Nice. Well, hopefully we'll see something because again, like I said, a lot of online Twitter fan people, I bring back Legacy of Kain, and now that it's under a group that seems to not mind spending money on developing sort of mid-tier game type things as well, we might might get to see another one at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I remember it having a good lore to it, like a good background story to it. So yeah, definitely. Obviously, with next gen and everything, it should be way decent for what comes next.
Yeah, hopefully. Ian, Deus Ex, Thief. Could we get a good Thief now?
I didn't mind the last Thief. I actually, surprisingly, I'm probably one of the few people that actually enjoyed the 2014 version.
It's a bit cack though, wasn't it?
It was a bit compared to the previous ones. Don't get me wrong, yeah, but I still thought it was. Wouldn't mind a Thief remake. That'd be fucking brilliant. So rather than try and make a whole new story, just remake the older ones. They're fucking
Bring
brilliant.
back Deadly Shadows. That was the best one in my books. I really loved that game.
Yeah, I think if they can remake them instead, people would buy it. People would lap it up. Especially if you do the whole Resident Evil kind of thing, where it's all from the ground up.
I mean, you just perked my ears up, Ian. Let's talk about Resident Evil for the next half hour. Do you reckon? No. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll get new Thief, new. I was about to say Dishonored then.
Ooh,
But-
franchise.
Ross, Daniel, I don't know if you guys are Tomb Raider fans. What do you reckon? Because they just announced a new Tomb Raider, didn't they? Or that they're working on it. So supposedly this was in order to bump the price up, which obviously I don't know if it had much of an effect if they're selling for that much. But are you excited for a new Tomb Raider? I know I am. But
the last few ones I've
what was
played,
yours?
I've loved. I thought they've been like amazing. Like were they a trilogy?
yeah, there was the reboot, then there was Rise, and then there was
Shadow. Yeah.
And now it's reloaded as a new one.
Yeah. So like Rise and Shadow were fantastic, like totally different spins on what you expect Tomb Raider to be. And I thought they were fantastic. Like they looked amazing, they played really well, they still had the classic.
She should have died a lot though.
Sure as shit died a lot, and she had some fucking whack deaths as well. Holy shit.
I feel like they toned it down in the later games, but the first one in particular was particularly
Those people did not
gruesome.
like Miss Croft, not in the slightest.
Wow.
Hoofed.
Brutalised.
So no, those two are fantastic. So if they're a bigger, better version of those two, then definitely I'd love another Tomb Raider game.
Right. So Embracer could bring it down. Daniel, I've run out of games, but anything float your boat that we've
It
mentioned?
isn't a complete game, so
I don't know. I completed one of the Tomb Raiders. I'll take that. So I think it was the first one I completed. I will take another Tomb Raider, definitely. But just on the price, do you think that the price was 300 million because two companies that you would expect to buy those were in deals? So obviously Sony is working out the deals with
Bungie.
Bungie, thank you. And then Microsoft are obviously in theirs with Activision. So are they allowed to purchase anyone else?
Yeah.
If you take kind of a couple of the big players out the game, all of a sudden,
There's no bidding war or anything like that. It
Well,
is.
it is what it is.
We're
And
here. We can we can bust you out and give you more financial stability for your employees. This is what we're offering.
Precisely. And if Square always go, oh, this didn't meet our expectation, well, people are going to go, well, if it didn't meet the expectation, I'm not paying top dollar for supposed games that won't bring, good revenue back.
Avengers.
But I mean, the crazy thing is, the last Tomb Raider, like you were saying, it's not the best, well-received one out of the three, but it's still really good. I think it sold something like 5 million copies, and then they were, I didn't really do as well as what? How many? What do you expect of fucking GTA levels of sales?
Well, that's the other thing. What is their expectation on sales? I think I heard on another podcast that are they trying to do everything is kind of put up against Final Fantasy, and if it doesn't hit the dizzy heights of Final Fantasy, then it doesn't meet their expectations, which is ludicrous.
Yeah, because the same with, what was it, Guardians of the Galaxy as well. That's well-renowned, high reviews, lots
Brilliant
of sales,
game.
and then people like Square sort of, well, they could have done better. But yeah, it could have done better, but it still did fucking brilliantly. So
It's shocking. It is absolutely shocking.
I saw a very quick rumor while I was looking around earlier on from Mr. Greg Miller. Apparently, he's heard that part of this sale of these studios to Embracer was to basically free up the Japanese side of stuff, which would then is in talks or could potentially be sold to Sony as well, like Bungie was just saying.
So
So
splitting
that
the
could
company
be. So
in
they
half.
could have been like, literally, just get rid of. We're not caring about the American guys anymore. They can. You do it. Have them make great games for you instead. We'll go and worry about, like you said, Final Fantasy, and and probably a bit more Final Fantasy. Let's remake the remake again. Why not? But yeah, so
Can you
that
imagine?
could
From the ground up.
Yeah.
An all new spuffing 4K Final
Yeah,
Fantasy X2.
Is that the one we get to play dress up? No, that's
That's
13.
the
to
one there you can just fuck off.
But yeah, so hopefully we'll see these guys continue to develop some decent games. Obviously, the new Tomb Raider on Unreal 5 we're excited for. New Thief, I didn't see it again. Deus Ex, Legacy of Kain, and apparently here in this article on Windows Central it said they got 50 other back catalogue titles, but they don't list them name by name. So I'm sure there's plenty of other decent hidden gems in there. But yeah, we shall see. Hopefully, the only worry I have with Embracer is that they, like I said, they've spent the last couple of years just buying studios left, right, and centre. They bought all of THQ's stuff. They bought Gearbox, like I said. Was it 4A Games? All these sort of what you'd call like AA developer type things, and they've got so many things on the go, plate spinning. But I don't think I've seen anything come out yet. And it's
Nothing will come out now.
Yeah, so are they actually are they just buying it up to try and hopefully sell it off to the next highest bidder again?
It does
or are they
sound
just
like they're building it up for that.
Yeah.
Well, Gearbox has just brought out Wonderlands. So,
Yeah, I mean, well, Gearbox was doing all right on its own, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
they're just picking up people left, right, and centre,
Yeah.
and not really doing a great deal with it. But hopefully, touch wood, this will allow.
although depending on when Wonderland started, if it was under the Embracer Group, if that's the quality of games that they're going to be bringing out, then it's not looking good because Wonderlands is not sitting well with the Borderlands community.
Yeah, I've seen a few
Yeah.
mixed, fair to middling opinions.
Yes.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Fingers crossed, eh? Anyway, next story, please, gentlemen. And probably the most exciting story of the week. Get ready, get settled, prepare yourself. It's time to talk about Fortnite. Oh, yeah. So this week, Xbox announced that Fortnite is coming back to iOS and Android via xCloud Gaming. And this is the important part, for free.
For free.
For free.
So I'll just read a quick bit of this, what they say. As part of our mission to bring joy and community, bring the joy and community of gaming to players wherever they are and to make gaming more accessible to people around the world, I'm excited to announce that we've partnered with Epic Games to make Fortnite available on supported browser-enabled devices for free with xCloud Gaming beta in 26 countries. This means starting today, if you love Fortnite, you only need two things to play in cloud-supported markets: a Microsoft account and a phone, basically, either Apple or Android or a PC with a browser. It's basically a free version of xCloud that you can play Fortnite on. All you've got to do is sign in with your Xbox gamer tag, which I did the other day, and it works fucking brilliantly. Quite honestly, I've played probably a couple of hours on it, like while the kids have been having dinner or what have you, and there's been a couple of small lag spikes and obviously the network outage, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, fucking brilliant. And for free, you don't even need the ultimate subscription. You just need a browser. Lads, anyone interested? Does this tempt anybody else to play more fucking Fortnite?
No.
Oh, fuck.
I can play on my console, sure.
Yeah, I can play it on my console if I want to. I can play it on my PC.
Especially if you're going fishing with Pete, then I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time. Sit on your couch, got your phone in hand, go do a bit of fishing.
I can sign up
some
for an
quests.
Epic account on my PC and play it through the PC.
You
But
can.
can you fish while sitting on the toilet?
I mean, if I take my laptop, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother kettle of fish.
If I'm scraping the bottom of my barrel for that, then yes, I can.
Well, I've personally, like I said, I found it great this week. Just while the TV's been occupied, or while I've been just lounging on the sofa to have a quick jump into a quick game. It loads fast. It was easy to set up and use, and it just gives me another excuse to grind some more quests in my search for level 100, which special guest Pete hit last night. The cheeky bastard. So I'm a bit behind him at the minute. Graham, are you interested? Are you going to play any more Fortnite? And you're going to play it via the cloud, importantly.
I'll probably play it by the cloud on the console, so it saves having to install it, just in case I am on when you guys want to sort of party up and stuff. But that's probably about it. I don't really enjoy the game that much.
That's fair enough. See, that's a good shout. Much like all the other games you can play via the cloud, this one you can just jump on the Edge browser, play it. You haven't got to install it.
You know which game we should have tried to play on the cloud? Dead by Daylight, AJ.
That would have been a great idea, wouldn't it? If only it had been obvious that it was.
Oh,
the
it was just
game,
there,
yeah. But yeah, Ian, Dan, do anything for you?
Well, I just got confused by the stream. No, I mean, I don't mind playing it, don't get me wrong. But I'll rather play it on a console when it's like, so I always worry that I might get lag spikes or get dropped off, and you're like, especially when you go near the wind. And sometimes I find it really fiddly, especially with touchpad.
Yeah.
I'd rather just grab the control and play properly if I'm going to play it.
Well, they've got bespoke controls now as well, haven't they? That's part of the whole thing for iOS. Not that you're an iOS device, man, but yeah, they said they've got bespoke controls now, don't they? For
yeah. So like all the other touch controls, they got like on-screen controls, and it also, I don't think it's done it in any other game. It moves like the HUD around as well. So traditionally in Fortnite, you got your health in the bottom left, I think it is, and then you got your items in the bottom right. But if you use some touch controls, it moves them around so you can still see them while your thumbs are sort of covering the screen, which I thought was pretty neat because, like I said, I don't think any other game's done that yet. And it also has a few other quality of life things, like if you're playing on touch controls. It gives you like a circle, in something like Far Cry when you're being shot and it shows you where you're being shot from. You've got like a circle of damage like that, but for items and for weapons and for people around you. So it will show you someone's run past you to your right, or a tank's driving to your left, or there's a chest you just run past without you being able to hear it, which I thought was pretty cool and actually come in handy quite a few times as well, because I couldn't really hear what was going on.
Did you get any wins with it, or?
Have I won on the cloud? I think I've won once on the cloud. But mainly I've just been trying to grind quests. I haven't really been trying to win because I wanted to.
Isn't that the whole fucking point of Fortnite, is to try and win?
Yeah.
But there's also loads of quests to do as well, which I've been trying to do to get my V-Bucks back that I spent on Jill and Chris. Anyway,
Did you see the tweet?
No,
Sorry.
Dan, stop dragging them down a rabbit hole.
What tweet? No, I'm actually curious now. What tweet?
No, someone from Microsoft tweeted out, like, all part of this. Yes, Fortnite is now on Game Pass. Blah blah blah. And best of all, there is no Apple tax.
Yes.
There's no 15% Apple tax. Was it 15% or 10%? 30%. Sorry, Apple tax, which I did find quite amusing. That was a nice little kind of dig.
Yeah, and they also added Master Chief, and Marcus Phoenix. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Marcus Chief? Jesus Christ!
Fucking unstoppable.
Fuck messing with that.
Back to the store, which was tempting for a minute. And yeah, it's really good, especially with if you got what have I got? The Nacon like cloud gaming controller, or the Razer Rikishi, and all that sort of stuff. The backbones. You're laughing. It works perfectly with them as well. But they've said this is the first free-to-play game they've added, obviously, and they want to try and add more. So would something like Apex, Ian, or Warzone, or anything get anyone else interested to play on the cloud when they're having a cheeky shit or something?
That would be quite funny. Have a quick go Apex. I'll be on toilet for 20 minutes. Can normally get to the end.
It's
I wouldn't want PUBG on the toilet. God.
Oh Christ.
Jeez.
Still losing.
Yeah.
It's a good way to
send
bring
out the search party. What's wrong with
Exactly.
you there? I've only just landed.
Christ.
Yeah.
Doctor surgery was like, fuck, there's been a lot of piles in this area recently. I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
It's a good way of getting people in to try cloud gaming as well, just to sign up because it's free.
Yeah.
It gives them that, and obviously then they'll be able to see the app and go, oh my God, I could play this game and this game. So it's quite smart marketing ploy by Microsoft.
Yeah, and using it with the biggest game in the world is a bit of a touch of genius, as they would say.
Of course.
But yeah, so hopefully we'll get some more Fortnite players now. Some more noobs for me to kill while I'm trying to fish, and they get
some
my
bots.
way. Yeah, some bots. Yeah, all the bots. Please, more bots. They're nice and easy to kill.
That's what Dan plays on. Dan plays like those sort of games until the bots start coming into the lobbies. Like once they stop, he's like, I'm done.
Done.
Finish
As
this
long as I
game.
get my W,
Yeah.
get my dub.
Got my dub for my bots, and that's me.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
he's done. Yeah, he's happy.
Can't
Right.
tell if they're bots or not.
Let's move on from Fortnite, shall we? Because I've that's pretty much all I played this week, which is terrible. I should have played a lot more other games, but let's move on. But speaking of like cloud gaming and just gaming in general, there was a bit of a shitter this last couple of days. The network's been down. It's been having issues, which resulted in people not even be able to launch games that they purchased, let alone cloud gaming or Game Pass subscriptions, stuff like that, which was a bit of a kick in the dick because I really wanted to start, what's it called? True Colors, Life is Strange, True Colors last night.
Seeing out true colors.
Thank you, Ian. But I couldn't do it, so that's why I ended up going back to Fortnite. Oh, woe is me. Did anybody else have any issues over the last couple of days?
Yes.
No.
Well, I think it's been going for quite a while, hasn't it? Because I think I had it like
been like 3 or 4 days, I think. It's
yeah, it's intermittent. 'Cause I had like Sunday night, Monday morning, a few things I was trying to pop achievements and like nothing's popping. What the fuck's going on? Keep reloading the game just to try and get them to actually trigger. But yeah, apart from that, that's the only time I had it was I think it was Sunday night after the podcast. We had a few issues then. But so far been alright.
Yeah, so the main issue with this really, obviously by now everybody in their dog game shares, so we don't need to be like wink and a nod.
Yeah.
But obviously that requires you to set your home console with someone else's. So again, because I share with Gray, I was trying to play some games that I owned and it wouldn't let me load anything up. I could only play stuff that he owned because of the way the setup is. But even people who aren't game sharing supposedly had their console set as their home one were unable to play anything but disc-based games for a while.
Yeah, I think I had another issue as well where it was like I was trying to launch a game because you have to be online to play this game. I was like, I'm online.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So you have to be online. It's like, well, I'm online. And then I was like, when the game loaded, then I'm like, you have to be online. It's like, I am online. Press A. Let's get through this.
Yeah, the only thing I could load up last night was Fortnite and Minecraft, which I think I'd stick with Fortnite. Thank you. But the yeah, it's got people talking about like DRM and the whole way the system works. Do you think? I know obviously game sharing is a bit of a cheat because you kind of effectively get 2 copies of the game for the price of one, and everybody gets to share the love and all that. But do you think there's a better way they could handle it by not requiring you to be online all the time, like do a weekly login, like I saw suggested somewhere, or a monthly login, rather than every time you turn on a console you've got to log in to check that you own the games you own, even though you've already paid for them?
No, this happened with the 360.
Mm.
No, the same. There's some sort of network issue somewhere, isn't there? And if it happened with the 360, God, when was it? Was it 20? I can't even remember what it was. And it was out for a few days, wasn't it? And everyone got.
Is that the one over Christmas you're talking about?
Yeah,
Like
it crashed the system, didn't it?
Yeah.
Servers went down. As much as you want to think that it'll always be okay, at some points, networks and internet is going to go down, isn't it?
Yeah. But then
just
once you've done that, you've stuffed yourself. Basically, you can't access any games that you'd want to play necessarily, which is not ideal. But again, the way I look at it is, it's a necessary risk for being able to share your game library with a friend or have access to Game Pass, stuff like that. Ray, you said you didn't have any problems. Do you have any thoughts on DRM or this whole situation at large?
Yeah, well, I think that was the main issue, that when this whole thing started with being digital only, that you had to be online the whole time to sort of enjoy it. There's no way they're going to backtrack from that now. I think there's too much risk of them allowing to play too much offline content, because it just opens it up to, I suppose, some sort of piracy, because you can just leave the games on there in an offline state for others to kind of play. But no, I didn't have too many kind of issues. I did get the same thing Ian got. He said you have to be online, but it was only kind of like a 5-10 minute intermittent thing, kind of here or there. It wasn't frequent, but it was kind of there. But yeah, I didn't really notice any sort of massive major outage on it anyway.
Like I said, that was the same message I got. I finally got to sit down to play Life is Strange. I was like, yes, I'm going to start it. No, not happening. So Fortnite is, but yeah, it all seems to be better now. Hopefully, everybody's been able to play, and perhaps
Everyone's
there could
happy.
be some sort of learnings or whatever from this. I mean, they're obviously far smarter than we are, so they will know what they can and can't possibly do. But yeah, hopefully we'll get something out of this. Some new processes, and it won't go down again, and probably until Christmas, when everybody fucking rush their network and shit the bed again. However, that's enough negativity for one day,
Power positivity.
Let's go back to positivity. 343 admit hate. Oh shit, gone the wrong way here. So has anyone checked out Infinite season 2 yet? Because I haven't even tried.
Daniel
it yet.
has.
It doesn't sound good. Daniel, tell me about Halo Infinite seasons 2.
Regulars. Preferably off mute.
That would be nice.
I've been playing games, guys. I've been playing games.
Way.
It's a
Well
fucking
done.
miracle.
That's what we
I
like
know.
to hear and see.
I had to take 6 weeks off to do it, but I've done it.
To play
Yeah.
2 games.
Yeah, to play 2 games. It's okay. They've reworked some of the battle pass. So instead of feeling like you're after like 2 games, you'd always go up a level. I think they've changed it again, where you're getting an XP, which is pants. Last Spartan Standing, the new game mode. It's because I am shit at the game, is awful. So you fight against, I think it's 8 other Spartans. You have 5 lives. So I didn't last that long.
It doesn't
Is it
sound
like
very
a-
battle royale-ish.
I was going to say, is this the supposed battle royale version? Of
Yes. So it's I think a cross between kind of battle royale-esque, and they always said it was esque, and kind of, do you remember the mode Fiesta mode where your guns kept changing, except
Oh,
they've
yeah.
got They've got a static ladder, so you start off with the pistol, you move up to the Brute's gun with 6 shots and the kind of looks like a bit on the side. That's it. That's about as far as I got.
Shock.
However, it's XP based, so as you're going through, you need to obviously kill one, you can upgrade. The next one, you've got to kill like 2 or 3 people. I don't know. I'm not a fan on it, but like, as I said, I was not good. The map felt far too large for this grand scale battle.
Is it on one of the new maps? Is it?
It was one of the new maps. Oh god, I want to say it's Catalyst, but I can't confirm it's Catalyst. Basically, there was like different sections and levels. Yeah. It was like a lava pit. So I'm not happy about that. King of the Hill, however, was much more enjoyable. You had to stay in the spot to capture the point, but instead of you had to get to 3 points to win the match, but you had like a ticker. So on each side, red and blue, as you captured the point, the longer you stayed in there, the more your kind of bar went, like a loading screen bar. And once you got to the end, obviously you captured the point. But you could be like minuscules away and the red team or the opposition could still win it. Yeah. If that makes sense. So I quite liked that. King of the Hill was fun and enjoyable. But I'm really lukewarm at the moment with season 2. I'm not impressed.
So have they actually improved the actual battle pass? Because that was obviously one of the big things that everybody was upset about, how cack it was.
Well, what all they've done is thrown in, you can get coins now from the battle pass. So
is that what you used to buy the battle pass?
So essentially, I mean, you would have to re-buy it to try and claim your money back. So that's 2 lots of money you'd have to give them for season 1 and season 2. Yeah. Obviously, you've got that thing of changing the battle pass halfway through. So you can either work towards season 1 or you can work towards season 2. But as I said, I was looking through it and I wasn't overly impressed because it's kind of, you can get a headpiece or you can get one shoulder pad, you can get another shoulder pad. It's not like Fortnite where you can work towards a full skin.
Full skin or other accompaniments to go with it.
But... Yeah, or like, so it would be nice to have, I don't know, a battle rifle with this weird spray paint or, a gold spray paint so you could do your Spartan all in gold. Just, I don't know, it doesn't seem, the whole game feels that they've built it for live service, microtransaction which obviously feels a bit dirty at times.
Yeah, especially considering how good the core gameplay of Halo is.
Yeah,
precisely. But you don't even see your Spartan, do you? I know you mentioned it months back.
Only in that very brief little, as they start the match, you sort of go to each team member, don't it?
Yeah, and you're like, okay, cool. All right, you can see your gun. So how you deck out your gun, you can see those sprays. And it's cool to see other Spartans and see what they're dressed as. But you're working towards your battle pass to deck out your Spartan, aren't you? Yeah. So if you can't see it, are you necessarily getting the benefits of it?
Yeah, and again, like you said, if it's boring stuff like, I've got a new knee pad. Oh, fantastic!
Well done.
Wonderful.
Go you.
There's nothing unique enough that makes it a bit more noteworthy.
Yeah, they all look quite similar as well, don't they? It's all just robot parts, effectively, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was going through, I was customizing my Spartan, much to probably Ian's dismay, because I was playing with colors and everything else, and I'm just like, do you know what? I'm not, as much as I really enjoyed season 1. I'm more or less kind of much the same season 2, and then also throw in the fact that it's 6 months
down the line.
Well, it's 6 months this season. So last season was 6 months. This season is 6 months. What's it going to be in 6 months? Yeah, battle passes are meant to last 3 months, aren't they? So it's too long. Also, the events are Fiesta. The event they did, I really enjoyed. I had loads of fun with it. But the other events, I've just been like, meh.
They did have one cool game mode. I actually did play a little bit as well over the week. It was attrition, and that was quite fun.
They had attrition before.
I was going to say they had attrition before.
Yeah, so they brought that back as one of the rotations. I never played it before, so I thought that was quite cool. We have a certain amount of lives, and then obviously when you run out of lives, you can go ahead and try and pick people up. Yeah, they die. And that was quite cool. That was quite competitive because obviously I think I did one map where it was like I think we got down to our line. Everyone was like, oh, I was trying to run around. There's people chasing after me. I managed to get a couple of people up, and also they managed to resurrect the whole team back, and then we won. Just because you slowly can kind of work your way around. Because you're last one left. Most people are, rather than camping where people are dead to kind of make sure you don't revive them, they'll go hunting for you and looking for you.
Nice. I don't think I've played that, or I haven't remembered playing that mode yet. So I need to have a look for that.
Definitely feel like we need to squad up again though.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I know we say this every week, but we definitely, I think this week at some point, one night, I think we need to get a bit of
I mean,
Halo
the thing is, like with our Project Game Pass game that we'll reveal later, this gives us the ability to do that.
Yeah, we should. I'm up for that. As long as we give it Dan abuse like last time.
Well, obviously, it's
I
mandatory.
can't be as loud.
We'll have a go because I want to get into King of the Hill.
I love the King of the Hill mode as well. We had great fun on. Was it? No, it was Capture the Flag. It wasn't Capture the Flag.
It was Oddball.
Oddball was great. Yeah.
No, what was the one where you had to defend the zones?
Oh, A, B, and C. I can't remember
so that mode as well, which is very King of the Hill-esque, sort of defending the area.
Oh, domination kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
It's got a weird name for it.
But the Oddball one as well. Just, what the fuck are you meant to do?
Yes, all right, done. You've heard it here first. Live on the podcast, we've committed. Halo this week. Graham, you in?
I'll definitely give it a go, yeah.
Yes!
I hear Thursday nights. Oh, no, you can't do Thursdays, can you?
No, not Thursday. How about you? Oh, we'll talk about offline. Anyway, we'll play. If anyone else wants to join us, hit us up. Let's do it. Right, anyway, let's move on because we've talked about Halo for too long. I think that'll do for the news, actually, speaking of which. Just very quickly, Summer Game Fest is back, dated for June. Jeff Keighley's going to be all in our face for the next 6 months talking about video games and probably teasing having a threesome with Hideo Kojima if his dreams come true. Anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you very much for listening through the news segment. If you make this far, you're a fucking hero and we love you. Got to give us.
Yeah, where's Ross gone?
Oh,
I'm still here. I've got something in my eye though.
All right, we'll leave Ross to sort himself out and I'll read through these little bits of plugs that I've got to do. Patreon.com/Xbox Tavern. We got a Patreon, as everybody does. It'd be great if you could support us. It'd help keep the podcast going, get better equipment, etc., etc. I want to give a shout out to Beth. She is our podcast superstar supporter at that tier, which is fantastic. Thank you very much, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
There's a few other tiers and stuff as well. Again, patreon.com/Xbox Tavern. Go and check it out, and it'd be fantastic if you could chuck us even a quid here and there just to give us a little bit of love. It makes Daniel very happy.
And we give you a shout out every week.
Damn right. You can all go on, Daniel. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say she gets a T-shirt in 6 months' time, so I'll have to get Ross to deliver it.
Personally signed by Daniel himself.
Ooh. It'll be wet. It'll be down or wear it. It'll be wet T-shirt.
Oh, it's doing so well as well. Right. Anyway, if you'd like to buy your own T-shirt that Beth will receive without Dan's soppy signature over it, you can find us on Spring, formerly Teespring. With the link which is in the description, or you can ask Jeeves for Xbox Tavern Teespring store. We've got t-shirts, hats, whatever kind of stuff on there. It'd be wonderful if you want to purchase something like that. That'd be tremendous as well. However, if you don't want to give us any money, no problem. That's the way of the world, isn't it? But you can go to xboxtavern.com to read all of our written reviews and articles, which is where the main stuff that we do is. You can find plenty of reviews, articles, opinions, etc., on there. And you can also visit youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official, which is where you are right now watching this podcast, hopefully. Hi, if you are. You can subscribe, like, do all the other YouTube stuff that the YouTube people tell you to do on YouTube. But if you just want to listen to our dulcet tones, especially Graham's wonderful, give us a beefy, bassy sound, Graham.
Beefy, bassy sound.
Oh, Graham, don't talk to me.
Thank you very much. You can find us on podcast services all over the place. Just search Xbox Tavern, Apple Podcasts, 5 stars, all that goodness, please. Leave us a review and we'll read it out.
Leave us a review and we'll read it out.
I'll get Ian to read it out, and his best. I'll think of some funny scenario for him to put in.
What, stealthily?
I can do stealth. I can do any scenario. Just give me my review and I'll do any scenario you want.
We'll do that. Nice. Thank you very much. And obviously other social media, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, etc., at Xbox Tavern. You can find us there as well. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. And if you want to join our Discord, Again, down there somewhere.
Why
There's
is
a little
Dan
link.
having a stroke?
I don't know.
We need one more sub on TikTok to get 100. Just one
yeah.
more.
Go on, push us
One
over
more.
the 100. I'm not doing it, Dan.
I
Sorry.
guess I should sub as well, shouldn't I?
I think I'm
Oh, I can't believe.
I think I'm subscribed. Hold on, let me just
We'll just
pull up
check,
the
yeah.
TikToks for a second.
Oh, my
Let's check
goodness.
if we're
Anyway,
actually subscribed to this.
while we make sure we're actually supporting ourselves, let's carry on with the show, shall we, gentlemen? Graham, we've got a question of the week this week.
Do we?
I'm coming to you first. Good. I'm glad you're excited. It's quiet.
The mute thing wasn't coming up.
That's fine. The question this week is a pretty simple one, but we're going to go into it. Do you prefer multiplayer or single player games? Graham, tell me, would you rather play on your own, play with yourself, or,
Play with yourself, yeah.
or with others?
Yeah, so this is, I wasn't too big fan of this question just because it's one of those, it couldn't really be either or. So I phrase it in a way that you said, what could you live without? So I'd much prefer sort of living without multiplayer and sort of playing single players on the way through.
You unsociable bastard.
It just to me, it comes across as that way, but sometimes when you're playing multiplayer, you just want to enjoy the story. You can't really do that in a lot of the other games.
True.
If you're playing in multiplayer, some of them obviously you can play through multiplayer, but yeah, others you can't.
That's fair enough. So is there any games that will have multiplayer which you would only choose to play multiplayer? You wouldn't play on your own?
No, not only play kind of multiplayer. No. I don't think that's no. That's what I mean. I wouldn't dismiss multiplayer altogether. That's what I mean. It's why I didn't really like the question too much. And who doesn't love playing multiplayer? It's a way of sort of catching up and enjoying it that way. But it's more if you had to choose one, what could you live without more? It was just I put it that way, and yeah, solo mode would work more.
That's all right. Well, I like that spin on it, and I'm going to agree with you. Yeah, I wasn't trying to give you shit. Yeah, I do tend to play single player mainly because of timings. Obviously, we're not as young as we once were, and we've all got things going on. But yeah, if I had to get rid of one, I probably would get rid of multiplayer. As long as I can still play Fortnite on my own, that sort of excuse the loop somehow. But the reason I asked you that question was because there's some games I would only prefer to play multiplayer, like Rocket League. As much as I love that game, I much prefer to play it just with other people. I don't tend to play it on my own so much anymore.
Right, I see what you mean now. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I've sort of put in mind. Like co-op, if I'm playing multiplayer, like so if I'm grouping up with a group of people, or if it's a game like Borderlands, for example, which is always better when you're playing as a group of people. Yeah, it's great to get the storyline, but you get more enjoyment from the game if you're playing it in a group.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
that's like the caveat to the playing multiplayer. But then I would prefer most games to just play single player. But there is certain games where co-op takes the game up to a certain level that makes it worthwhile playing it in co-op instead of getting the story just by yourself.
Yeah, I agree. Like I would never ever play, for example, Gears.
Exactly, yeah.
Play that.
Gears is a perfect co-op game. Never played it solo, and the experiences I've got from Gears are because of how great it's been playing it in co-op. The first time I killed Ram on the highest difficulty, the whole tactics that we used to get him down, and when it eventually cutscene popped, the celebration between it, that was all so brilliant because it was done with one of my mates.
Yep, and there's so many other games, like for example, Destiny.
Yeah,
I mean, even Halo. I want to play Halo with co-op. I'm still waiting to the solo story mode with someone. So those games do need kind of multiplayer. So I'm more leaning on towards multiplayer. So especially for me, I kind of love my battle royales at the moment. Other than not Fortnite though, but they're great fun to play with other people because you've got that communication and that whole banter as well. Where you're having fun with it and enjoying yourself, along with actually winning.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Daniel.
I am.
Are you going to round us out with a single player? Or you,
No. I am all multiplayer. I love to dominate my multiplayer matches, as Ian knows. I can clutch a win somehow.
Somewhere. I've seen the clips. Don't worry, I've got you back.
But wait a minute, hold on. Did you say
quite good?
My headset cut out there? Did you say clutch or get carried?
I got the winning kill. I mean, Ian told me exactly what to do. That's not the point. But you don't get his audio in the clip I posted. But yeah, I think games are enhanced in multiplayer. The only thing I slightly disagree with is the like story mode games. I am all about the single player because I am frigging all over the shop. So if I'm not listening to the story and know what's going on, that's it. I'm out. So I couldn't do Halo first time round co-op because I would lose the frigging story. I'd have to play it single player first.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. Like, sometimes you do really want to skip ahead. So you've got to kind of play. Then again, okay, go another game. Like for example, It Takes Two or Way Out. Brilliant games. Like
super
co-op games. So there's always those. There's some games where you just have to play with co-op. But there are obviously other games where even though they have co-op abilities in it, you'll find playing a single player. But I think most games that have the actual co-op element in the game, in the actual game or in the actual story, you have to play it. For example, another one that I hate so much, Dead Space 3. So much better in co-op. Because obviously the other person gets to suffer with you.
But yeah, I think it's what you're used to, and also because we're all different individuals. Obviously, we consume that story different ways, and then you've obviously got the feelings that go with it. And like Ross saying, the first time defeated Ram on the highest difficulty with his mate. So, but I am multiplayer. I suppose if I had to get rid of one, I would much happily get rid of single player and just multiplayer game forever, because I think I'm brilliant at everything. I'm not. But...
Naturally,
I mean, anything.
Yeah, again,
not everything. Anything.
I've seen the clips. I got you, Dan.
And I've played too many shit single player games. So I'm with Dan, multiplayer.
Yeah. Have we put up the clip of Dan reversing a truck over himself?
No, you've got that one. I lost that one to the internet. It's disappeared forever.
We can share that.
We can bring that one back.
We can bring it back.
Right. Anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you very much, everybody, for answering the question. Next week we're going to start a new series of questions. Which should we? Let's get into it. And then
let's tease it. Let's tease it for next week.
No, I think so.
I was going to say maybe we could get some community suggestions as well, some answers as well. That'd be lovely. So from next year, we're going to go back through the history of Xbox. Next week, sorry, we're going to go through the history of Xbox, and each year we're going to pick our game of the year for that year. So we're going to skip 2001 because obviously I imagine it's going to be Halo for pretty much everybody. Yeah. So we'll start with 2002, and then we'll work our way up to modern, to current day, until that should do us until towards the end of the year, which would be just about right for this year's one. Splendid.
Yeah,
right.
Should be roughly episode 100.
So if you want to drop us in the comments or hit us up at Xbox Tavern on Twitter, what was your favorite game on the Xbox of the year 2002? And if you're not old enough to answer the question, just fuck off, please. I'm not interested. you young bastards, don't remind me how old I am, please. Oh Jesus.
Gee, you don't look a day over 40. It's fine.
Well, you can't. Right.
Also, Dead or Alive 3 is better than Halo. I'm joking. It's not really.
Oh, you just like Dead or Alive beach volleyball for the sports activities. Anyway.
Where the boobs go one way and the other way.
Right, gentlemen, let's get into what games we have been playing in the current day then, shall we?
Yeah.
We'll get into Project Game Pass quickly. Obviously, this is our segment, if you're not familiar, where we pick a game from Game Pass, and for the month, we play it together, in theory anyway. And then we talk about it and we give it a quick rating at the end of the month. Last month's was Dead by Daylight. I think we ended up with it fair to middling. Like, we only had a very quick go, but it was quite a lot of fun. And
to me, it was a 2 thumbs up. I fucking loved it. It was great.
See, look at that. So you can check out. There's an article on the website listing all the previous games. However, we put up a poll last week on Twitters, and you lovely fine folk. I mean, you gave cricket 22 no love, but
you didn't give golf with your friends.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Any love either.
So the options were golf with friends, cricket 22. What's the other one that didn't win?
Grounded.
Grounded, thank you. And then the one that everybody picked was Trek Diomi, which is a new release. It came out 3 days ago on Game Pass.
Yes,
Is
2D
this
side scroller samurai adventure.
Is this the black and white samurai one?
Black and white
Yes.
one, yeah. It's been getting not the greatest reviews from what I've seen, although James reviewed it for us and he gave it a pretty decent liking review. go check that out on the site, xboxtavern.com. But we're going to play it for the month of whatever month it is now, May. And we shall get back to it in a month and give our own verdicts. Has anybody played it yet? I know Dan's played a little bit.
Yeah, but I played it. I'm planning to today, actually.
Oh yeah, I literally have done the tutorial and killed the first person, and that's all I've managed to do. So I will abstain. Dan, thoughts so far? How far?
I like it. I really like it. I'm on chapter 4 now. Chapter 4.
Than me. Fuck yeah.
Six chapters. I told you I was so looking forward to this game. This is me 100%. Very kind of inside Limbo. The way the mechanics work. Song of Iron.
That's what I was going to say. It reminds me of a bit of Song of Iron, that one.
Yeah, but they've stepped it up slightly, where kind of Song of Iron kind of done the forward and back transitions with the camera. This one does that, but then also switches the camera, so you're walking away from the camera and walking towards the camera. So they've done that next evolution. I love it. I have seen people have bugs where they've lost saves or lost something on the final boss. So I'm a little bit worried, but
that's
obviously
really worrying if you're getting that far and losing your save.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm only on chapter 3.
Yeah, we're not expecting you to complete it, Dan. Don't worry, it's fine.
Oh, it's okay. It's only a short game.
We're still not expecting you to complete it.
No, I will be completing this game. Possibly, I will be. Could be, depending on what comes out and what I finish, could be my game of the year.
I haven't started.
Love it.
I haven't started this game yet. I guarantee I'll finish it before Dan does. I haven't even installed this game yet, and I guarantee I'll finish before Dan does.
I think you can cloud game this one, so yeah. You're on.
Damn right you can.
Yeah. Everyone opposed to that. You're not going to finish it before Dan. No,
Dan, I believe in you.
Dan, prove him wrong.
Daniel, I believe in you.
That's all right. He's got a load of work coming. I'm sending him an email now, so he's got to do all the work first.
All right, so you've been playing it, obviously. You can see Dan's 20 minutes of gameplay up on YouTube, I think, which is live now, as well as obviously like the James review. Ian, you said you played a little bit. What's your opinion so far?
Yes, not. I mean, I haven't really got into the nitty-gritty story yet. I've done the first chapter. I'm halfway through the second. I think it's still trying to kind of cement the story, or cement the story what's going around. But so far, the gameplay is quite fun. I do find it a bit repetitive, but then obviously as you go along through the game, you unlock more, I guess, abilities or combos is what I want to call it. So you kind of do a bit more things differently. But then that's sometimes I just spamming X and they die eventually.
Nice.
There are some nice mechanics in there, but essentially you could go through this game and potentially just spam X.
Yeah, but
you won't get that very far though.
So, no, I mean you will defeat bosses in the end, but yeah, I think there's only one or two that spamming X is slightly difficult, and you have to. There's another
kind
ability
of parry
you
and stuff, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So once you unlock the parry, it gets a little bit easier.
Or the backslash AJ.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you tried it yet, Grave? You managed to see if your exploit made it to the full game?
No, I'm looking forward to sort of diving into that quite in the near future to cheese my way through the game.
Because we played it at WAS, didn't we? And
we did.
One of the moves we got was basically like an instant win button. You had no chance of defending against it.
Oh, is that where you're standing one side and someone comes behind you and you?
Yeah.
You
fight every enemy that way. You just keep backwards, walking into them, and then when they get close to you, you just do that because it's almost like a 3-hit combo every time. So you always get the advantage. And so me and Jay would just walking through the whole level.
And it worked. And even the I think she was from Devolver or something, the lady that was there at the booth, she's like, you found a good tactic already. Yeah.
Moonwalk tactic.
She's sitting on her PDA like this. Fuck. Guys, fix this shit.
Delete the fucking
fix this mechanic.
Reverse slash is too OP.
Yeah. No, I did want to try and play some more, but obviously with live being down and stuff, I don't have much chance. So next week we should talk about it more.
Quite a fun game to actually do, maybe like a speed one, so you can get it first. Like maybe do like a chapter, or start at the same time. I think me and Jace did that, didn't we, when we were like, playing it?
Yeah.
So who can kill the boss first? Like, I'm dying, like running back to the boss. So I think that would be quite fun to do, all 5 of us.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm surprised he made it to the boss. He didn't even make it to the boss when I was with him.
No, I was getting my ass out, but that's because I didn't know the checkpoints were there. So every time I died, I went right back to the beginning. It took me like 4 or 5 turns before I even knew you could save like. At
Oh yeah,
point.
because I told you that's where you got your health back as well.
Yeah, the shrine to use, or if you do a finisher, you get your health back. You get some health back, like 3 nodes or 4 nodes.
Oh, is that a roguelite?
No,
it's not roguelike.
No, yeah.
I was about to regret confirming that I was going to beat Dan to finish it there when I heard that. I was like, fuck.
Just a traditional platform, which is so far, obviously, as we've heard, decent. Right, let's get into other games we've been playing, shall we? And let's go with, oh Christ, Ross, go on, let's get you out of the way.
What's wrong with my game?
Nothing. I mean, you could have picked a good one, but
look,
oh, here we go.
I stand by that it's not that bad. All right, okay. It's
just
not
the animations.
Well, yeah. It's not the best of all the fucking series, but at the same time, Mass Effect Andromeda does add some amazing pieces to the actual series, right? The combat's the best in regards to the cover system. Shut up. The combat system's brilliant. The way that the biotics use their powers is awesome. The gunplay is the best. It just lets itself down in other aspects. Quite a few other aspects, mainly the most important things for Mass Effect, but it's not the worst game I've ever played. So I thought, having played the Legendary Edition and lived the trilogy to its fullest potential, I thought, right, fuck it, I'm going to go back in, I'm going to play Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'm going to see if it's as bad as I remember it being. It's not.
Special guest Pete sitting at home right now, sort of twitching. Like, no.
Does he like Andromeda?
He played it.
Yeah,
he played it.
I think he does quite like it. Yeah.
Like I have my gripes with it. Okay, I mean, I like the fact that they've tried not to play it safe. They've introduced new races, quite a few new races, which they quite could have just stuck with the ones that everybody loves. They could have explored more any characters or not characters, but races that had already been mentioned. So we could have had a lot more Drell, Hanor, Elcor, shit like that. But they didn't. They decided to go and make like the Ankara, what's the fuck? I can't remember the name of the baddies. Shit, mind blank. They've decided that they wanted to go and try and make some sort of completely new sort of adventure to go through, which I respect them for. Didn't work out as well as it probably could have, but there was potential there for them building on what Andromeda was going to be. The biggest issue I had with it is everything seemed like it was planning for the future. And I'm not saying the original series didn't do that, but there was nothing like dropped in Mass Effect 1 that was leading you towards 2 and 3. It was very clear that there was the Reapers were then, or the next one was going to be like Sovereign was going to be taking in the next one. Then they introduced the Collectors out of nowhere. There was no like mention of the Collectors in the first one. What I hated about Andromeda was it referenced the Quarians and shit like that, but you never seen anything about them. You never met a Quarian the whole time. And it was like, but these are a massive race for the first 3 games, and you've mentioned them in this one, but they don't exist. And it was little bits like that that they missed the mark with. But still not the worst game I've ever played.
And is it in a better state now than it was when it very first released? Because they did a lot of patching and stuff, didn't they?
The thing is, right, the facial animations are always going to be facial animations. They're shit. There's no two ways about it. The way some of the characters look is atrocious. Like, being OG Mass Effect, when you think of certain races, you associate them with how they should look. Krogan should look like Rex, even though there's other Krogans that look different than Rex, they still look similar. The Krogan that's in Andromeda looks totally fucking different. Like, not even a wee bit different. Massively different. Same with Asari. You associate it like Benezia, Liara, whoever it may be, you associate that as how an Asari should look. And then you get PB, who's totally fucking different. And then you've got the worst... and I've just remembered myself about it. You've got the worst Scottish voice actor in the fucking world as your crewmate. And you're like, I'm appreciating that there's a Scots person in it, but it's fucking, it's cringeworthy every time you have to speak to her.
Is he literally like sipping iron brew and munching on haggis?
No, it's worse than that. It's worse. It's what Americans think Scots sound like. So it's like
Simon Pegg and stuff.
Freedom!
It's that's the thing. I wouldn't mind if it was freedom. I wouldn't mind if it was coarse and rough, like you would associate. It's posh Edinburgh type Scottish. Like it's English with a Scottish accent, and it fucks me off so much. Like, fuck you, Susie. Susie! Who the fuck is called Susie for Scotland? Fuck you. So, yeah, that grinds my gears about that. But no, it's the worst of the Mass Effect games, but for a space adventure RPG, it's nowhere near the worst one in that genre. It could have done with just being called Andromeda, and I reckon people would have loved it. You tag Mass Effect onto it, you've gave yourself issues.
Well, yeah, especially after how the third game ended and
Exactly.
obviously the whole trilogy over years, and then you kind of...
They had to
yourself
smash...
in.
Had they made the ending of 3 fantastic, they could have got out with so much more to do with Andromeda. You'd have had so much credit in the bank. They fucked the end of 3, they had to smash Andromeda, and they didn't. Like I say, it's got its great points. I thought the companion type idea with the multiplayer, where you could jump on the app, send your squad mates to go and do X amount of missions, log back into the single player in game and get the rewards for it in game. Fantastic idea. Love that. So it had its plus points. It just had too many things to overcome that it didn't do well enough. And I think that's why people look at Andromeda as a bad game. But gameplay wise, I didn't think it was that bad.
Fair enough. So at the risk of extending more Mass Effect, how far are you into it now?
I am... oh, fuck. I suppose you don't really need to worry about spoilers, do you? Because, let's face
Not at this
it,
point.
I'm on the Angaran homeworld. So I've got them. Yeah. So if you've played the game, you'll know how far that is. If not, depending on the way that you do the planets, it's a tricky one. But I've probably say I've put in about another 10, 15 hours in it. So a good wee chunk of it. I could start progressing towards the end game shortly if I wanted to, but being a Mass Effect game, there's shit tons to do. So, but no. If you haven't played it, go into it. As hard as it is, go into it without thinking of a Mass Effect game and just play it for what it is. Enjoy the gameplay and enjoy the worlds that are built, because the worlds are lovely. Like I say, the Angaran homeworld is gorgeous. It's a rainforest type place, so it's got loads of beautiful waterfalls and water features, beautiful greenery and stuff like that. So it's a lovely looking game. It just, yeah, go in it thinking it's just called Andromeda and take Mass Effect out of it, and you will enjoy it.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for that rousing speech. I'm not going to install it again, but I'm sure you might have got someone to do it, and I'm sure special guest Pete will let us know his thoughts and opinions at some point soon. Right, Ian.
Hello.
Oh, he's ears listening. I wasn't sure he was paying attention. I thought I'd try and catch him out.
Oh,
Ian,
I know, I'm here.
what have you been playing this week?
Well,
You're free of Chivos.
for now, free of Chivos. I've actually, I don't know if we're allowed to, but
He's breaking the walls down.
No.
I told you we're a multi gaming household here. We appreciate things of all genres.
And he gets to
consoles.
start me on the topic as well, so this is another
Oh,
40-minute
Christ.
conversation.
Oh Christ!
So for me, basically, I've been wanting to play this for months ever since it first came out. I've had it sitting there on my shelf, and because I've been in this competition, I've been on the back burner. But I finally started Pokemon Legends Arceus. So this is obviously a Nintendo Switch game. It's very different because you go back in time for when the Pokemon's first come into light, and obviously this kind of overworld from the Hisoyu region, then they want to call it.
Yep.
And yeah, basically your character, I think you get stuck in time and you go back in time, you fall from the sky. It feels really weird where you fall from the sky, and then everyone knows you fell from the sky, and you basically, you're not really kind of Pokemon training, but you're kind of collecting and making the Pokedex.
Yep.
So you can kind of go around, and it's very much, it's such a breath of fresh air because there's no more go into like a linear journey where you follow a path, you get stopped by someone because they looked at you. Fight me. It's like, I don't want to fight you. I just want to run around and do stuff. It's all about catching them all, really. So it's going back to a story of catching them all, and it's quite fun because it's very differently. Because before it was all other journeys where you can catch them all. You've kind of got to kind of still go for battle, still go for all the gyms. Whereas this one, you're kind of free to explore. You do kind of get certain areas as you go along, so you can't access the whole world map as you at the beginning. You kind of got to kind of do your kind of story mode, then you kind of unlocking more areas. But you're free to kind of roam between different areas and kind of catch as many as you want. There's obviously some Pokemon a lot harder to catch because they're more high level, and obviously you need kind of get your Pokemon that you have on your team a bit high level to kind of catch them or be more stealthy. Got the stealth elements in there for Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Creep behind Pokemon and throw a Pokeball, kind of like a backspin, hit them in the back, and that's got a better chance of catching them. So yeah, have you played it yet, Ross?
I haven't. I've got it installed on my Switch, but I haven't played it yet because I was trying to finish off the the Dynamax raids in Sword and Shield. So once I'd done them, I was going to jump into this, and then I've got Brilliant Diamond to play. Brilliant Diamond? Yeah. So
yeah, I've still got that to play, but I've kind of gone straight to Arceus.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do Arceus first. So who did you start with? Piplup, Cyndaquil, or I can't remember the owl.
Oh my god, what is the owl called?
Nobody picks the owl, so it doesn't matter.
No, because I picked the owl.
Why the hell would you pick a grass Pokemon? What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, because no one. Oh no, because fucking hate Piplup.
But you didn't pick Cyndaquil?
Cyndaquil, no. No one likes.
What
No
about
one likes.
Jigglypuff, isn't it?
Everybody likes Cyndaquil. Fucking Typhlosion, man. You gotta love that shit.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
Jay.
Yeah, Jay. Why didn't you pick that one?
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Violet.
gonna pick
Violet.
the Flibberdiv one, but
The what?
I haven't started yet. You know, it's too easy with that one.
No, but it's quite cool because it's different. Because before in like the other games, like encourage you to catch the same kind of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So you got to constantly keep catching. Yeah, you catch the same ones, but it kind of encourage you to just basically go crazy and throw Pokeballs at every Pokemon you see.
But I quite like this because this has got different mechanics in it, hasn't it? Like it's got like
Yeah.
alpha Pokemon and things like that are like super sized and are harder to catch and harder to defeat, but they have their benefits for catching them.
Yeah, exactly. So you catch them, they're a bit more stronger in battle and a bit more fun.
Yeah, and you've got your
to
obviously you've got your shinies, which are throughout the course of Pokemon as well. So you've got them as well. Just as Jay puts up, just wait until Breath of the Wild 2. It does have that sort of look and feel to it, doesn't it? It has
It does,
I
yeah,
agree.
that
Breath
kind
of the Wild
yeah,
look to it.
it's crazy. That kind of overworld-esque look.
Yeah.
They've basically taken inspiration from Breath of the Wild.
I mean, it's a
completely.
like as much as a Nintendo game will ever be beautiful, it's a beautiful game to look at compared to the other Pokemon games in the series, which are very basic. So it's a nice change of pace for that, and it's a totally different spin on what Pokemon is.
Yeah, it's much more. I think for me, it's just so much more nice where you're not forced to battle every fucking 2 seconds.
So you're trying, like, you see a path ahead of you, and you see 4 people on it, and you're going, right, what way can I work through this path, fighting the least amount of people? Like, I know I can't get past everybody, but do I need to fight all 4 of them? No, fantastic, let's go.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is what kind of goes from the new ones, Violet.
Yeah, I
and
think
Scarlet,
once.
because they're kind of going the same field of Arceus, where you can free roam and do what you want.
So if they confirm that's what the next ones are going to be, are those new ones in the series.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet's next kind of gen, so
Yeah,
Gen
so-
9.
So that would be nice if they brought this out, because obviously they went back the way with Pearl and Diamond, or Brilliant
Yeah.
Pearl and Shining. What is it? Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl or something.
Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Yeah,
So
that's
they
the
went-
ones where it was like a remake where they kind of make chibi characters.
Yeah, which is fine, which is old school Pokemon and people all love it, so that's fantastic. But going forward, having a Breath of the Wild type world, like the animation that was just like on the trailer, it's like Gardevoir, no Gardevoir, the other one that's you can evolve from Gardevoir, and Garchomp fighting each other. It's in the wild. It's like the 2 of them are just standing there going at it. It's not like this swaps out. It's only the 2 of you. It's static. It's shit like that. It just looks like they've encountered each other in the wild. That going forward would be perfect for Pokemon. It's like what Pokemon. I want to say Pokemon Go, but you know what I mean. You're just walking around and finding Pokemon.
what I did like about it is when you do Pokemon battles, you can actually run around.
Yeah,
Well.
that sort of thing.
So even when you're fighting wild Pokemon, you can run around. But if you're fighting trainer battle, you can just run up to them like, "Come on, then you want to start a fight?"
Let's go. Have at it.
But yeah, for me, absolutely loved it. Absolutely still loving it. I can't put it down. I think I'm putting about 12 hours in already so far, and that's from Tuesday. So yeah, very much. It's very different because obviously at the moment I'm taking my time with it, just kind of being a hoarder. I'm just hoarding Pokemon, like your Pokemon, fireball, catch. So yeah, hoarding my Pokemon as much as I can be.
So, just before I pisses Jay off even more, how many Pokemon are in?
I know the exact number, lots. I want to say
Yeah.
I haven't got
like,
nowhere near the Pokedex. I think
so-
it's like
Some of the Pokedexes in there are
300,
ridiculous.
I know it's like, was it 720 odd Pokemon?
It's more than that, is it surely?
At the moment, there isn't about that, yeah.
Wow.
Well, a lot to get.
I thought it was more than that. Plus, the benefit of this one as well is you don't have to pay £120 to catch all the Pokemon.
No. I think the Pokedex for this one is like 300 plus, maybe, so about that.
See, I think that's a
catch.
good level. Like, that's like nice sort of zone. There's currently 908 Pokemon in the National Pokedex.
Oh, there we go.
Fucking
Fucking hell.
ridiculous.
There'll be more than that. We'll be hitting 1,000 soon.
Ah,
With
it's
the new
just
version.
ridiculous.
I actually got them all the Pokemon on Pokemon Home. But that's just me being sad.
I've never actually looked into Pokemon Home. I probably should.
All right, it's enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
You allowed it onto the show, Jay. This is on you, man. This is on you. This is what you get for Resident Evil.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. Well, it sounds wonderful. I can't wait to poke them mons. Ian, anything else?
And the other game which I want to go noteworthy because I played it for a little bit more than I should have. And again, it's very much similar to what we talked about earlier with Ross and Mass Effect Andromeda. I played Metal Gear Survive.
I've
And
always
again,
been
it's
intrigued by this one. I think this game's got potential, but it never got the following it should have done.
It shouldn't have the Metal Gear tag on it. But I think the only reason it had the Metal Gear tag on it is because they use the same world that's in 5, and they kind of have a similar story-esque of it's happening during 5, whilst something's happening during 5, it happens that time. But other than that, really, it doesn't need anything to do with Metal Gear, one bit whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it
just-
looks awesome, the premise of it, but
This is the first one they did after Kojima left, wasn't it? Or
Yes.
left, I say. They parted ways. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
It got pretty panned in reviews as well, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't get much well. It's because of that Metal Gear tag. I really do think it's, my reason is I think they had to put Metal Gear tag on it to try and sell it, and because it's in the same world and stuff. But I think if it didn't have the Metal Gear tag on it, I think it'll be fall under the wayside and no one will ever think about it or even touch it. But then again, it's Konami, so you'll have thought it'll get some following at least.
yeah.
Well,
But-
I mean, they're not very. Yeah, we're not getting to that. But right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah, for kind of a game that's Metal Gear, it's actually quite fun. Very much survival-esque, kind of like toxic air, kind of, you've got kind of, when you first start, you get fuck all, you're really shit, you're constantly trying to hoard items and try and survive as little as possible. But then slowly and slowly, you work on your kind of character. I recommend if you ever do start playing it, is just work on this single-player storyline as much as you can. Before you start exploring, because obviously as soon as you get the game, you can explore wherever you want. But I recommend focusing on the actual single player storyline because that's where you get more resources and get more characters to come into your base. Because in the part that you kind of hit like a threshold where you have nothing to worry about after that, and eventually then it's all about just kind of crafting the best items and kind of scavenger hunting. And obviously you can also go online and play co-op missions or missions on your own where you're kind of defending a base and obviously hordes of zombies and kind of come attack you. I think they call it, well, they're not zombies, it's
they're weird, like.
Yeah, the weird, like,
pointy-headed
fucking
fuckers, aren't
horn
mutants,
red-headed shit, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I can't know what they call them in the game. My mind's gone blank. But I've put in quite a lot of hours in it because I've got quite a strong character. Like I've gone into like online and I've gone to like those like beginner lobbies and they were like level 3 or 4. And like I just come in my big beastie character and just hack away all these level 5 and level 60. Like just one shot them all. So like, oh, thank you for helping me. Like I feel like a knight in shining armor. But yeah,
the hero we all need.
that's it. But yeah, it's all about kind of you have that kind of base management esque where you kind of got to build like water towers to kind of keep and food like crops and stuff to make sure people are getting fed in your base and stuff. But then you also got defense missions where you have to defend a digger because you're digging for Cuban energy, I think they call it.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got to defend them bases, and obviously you got the kind of online side of things. I've completed the story mode. I completed my story mode ages ago. I kind of just went back in it to kind of finish off the achievements I had in it because there's quite one big beastie one of crafting all the items. So I was crafting all the items and I went online for a bit. That's what I was telling you about. Went into one of those lower lobbies and a couple people there kind of like thanked me and messaged. I thought, thank you for helping us with that. So yeah, good fun. Good getting in. One of those ones where it's really good, but you've got to work your way to make it fun. If you can get through that slog at the beginning of where you're shit basically, it's like some OS games, like especially the survival games. You know, the survival games aren't great at the beginning. So when you become powerful and you have all the tools you need, probably why I didn't like the game before last week, 7 Days to Die, because you've got to fucking work your way up to be fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Whereas I've done that slog and now I'm really good. I can just go around and have fun with it all. So
Now
if you
you're
can get
prepared.
through that, it's a great game.
Nice, thanks. Well, perhaps some more. It sounds like there's still some people playing it as well.
Yeah,
You were
people
able
are still
to
playing.
find
Yeah,
some-
I'll go in the Discord server and they're still quite, even for the Discord server, it's like, there's quite a lot of people talking about it. It's like, and they've got like better characters than me, like, do you want to play an extreme level? Like,
No.
too short for that.
I just want to grind.
So yeah, we'll see though. Like I said, I might go and play some more because I've still got a couple of achievements left in it. So again, I might just join some of the couple of people. I've messaged them saying, "Oh, yeah, come let me know when you're on." But again, they're American, so they play like 2 a.m. Like, nope,
Sack
I want my
that.
sleep. Done that enough in the past as is. And like, I want to sleep now.
Yes,
No more
that's-
times.
Sleep is required. Speaking of which, let's carry on, Joey, because it's getting on a bit. Right, Daniel, wake up.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello. Have we finished about Pokemon?
Hello there.
Catch
What
him,
have you been
catch
playing
him,
this
gotta
week,
catch him.
Other than
Gotta
Yomi.
catch 'em all.
So yeah, so I'm not going to talk about Yomi. I'm not going to talk about Halo Infinite. I'm going to talk about Yoku's Island Express, the games with gold that dropped. what,
Regale
beginning of
us.
May? It's an interesting game. So when I saw the first game with gold, I thought it was absolute pants. Jumped into this, and it is pretty cool. It is a cross between Ori and a pinball is the only way I could describe it. So as you're going through, you need to collect powers, which will then let you get to other parts of the game a little bit like Ori does. However, you can like turn into this ball and it will fire you across the level. There's also bumpers and there's the kind of things to flick you up so you can collect extra coins and bits and pieces. It's a really weird kind of fun. It's more relaxed than Ori is, and it's just,
I've played it. It's not as
hard.
fast paced. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not like, oh my god, I need to grind to find, or I've looked in this or searched this area, 15 times. Why can't I find that power that will get me to the next kind of area? This literally, well, I don't want to say hold your hand, but it's a fun way where you can collect your next power to go get the extra bits of fruit so you can unlock the next jumper to bump you across the next part of the map. It's
The worst bit is when you get so high up and then you mess up a shot and you go all the way back down to the bottom.
Yeah,
you-
like watching the trailer for
Then you
it.
got to work your way back up again. Like, oh, fuck's sake.
Watching
Yeah.
the
Here we
trailer
go
for it,
again.
it's like a combination between like Pinball Wizard, Rayman, and Ori. It's like
Yeah.
an amalgamation of the three of them.
it's a weird, strange combination, and it's Team 17. Team 17 do some great games. They do some kind of gory games, but they've always got that kind of foundation of a fun game.
No, it is. For a Games of Gold title, when I saw this, like, unfortunately, I already owned it. It's like, oh, that's a shame I owned this one. But still a fun game to play. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. I've only done maybe about 20-ish minutes of it, but it's enjoyable. So I will
It's not as good as Street Power Football, but it's still fun.
Well, I've downloaded that one. I could play that one. So I will take
So-
back how
All day, all hours.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I'll take back how poo I thought May's Game with Golds were. this game is actually quite fun to play.
Nice. Thank you very much. So yeah, is it still on Games with Gold right now? Or is it finished then?
I believe
Still
it's
there.
Still there,
Still there.
isn't it? The one that's throughout the month.
Is it through the whole month? Okay. So yeah, go check
Yes,
that out.
this is one through that this month. Yeah, it's the newest Games of Gold. The last
Yeah.
one was Hue, which was last month and this month.
Nice.
So that's
Yeah,
it.
super. So if you got Ultimate or Gold, go check it out. Upon Daniel's recommendation. Sounds like it's a cracking time. Graham. Excuse me. Video
Yes.
games.
And talking of recommendations, the 2 games I played today was off your
Ready.
recommendations last week.
Oh, I'm ready.
So I dabbled into both Stanley Parable and Bug Snacks.
Cool. Excuse
And
me, you have to say it properly.
go on then.
Oh, Bug Snacks. Carry on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Is Bug Snacks very much Pokemon-esque as well, isn't it?
Kind of.
No.
Nothing's
it-
Pokemon
Weird
esque.
way.
in a way that you have to sort of catch the different kind of they're called munch snacks or something like that. They're just basically they're different kind of food, like kooky foods that are creatures as well.
And they repeat their name like Pokemon do.
They kind of say their own name, yeah.
The
But
little
Pokemon.
strawberry walks around going,
that's as far as it gets.
strawberry.
The same. It's Pokemon-esque.
Yeah.
Let me have it. I won't play it.
Yeah, or esque anyway. But it's a bit more sort of puzzly and cryptily than sort of the way Pokemon is. You do have to sort of catch these different snacks because they're creatures as such, but they each have to be caught in a specific way. You either have to trap them or trip them up, or you have to try and make other snacks hit that one to stun it to capture it. There's loads of different bits of that, and it's fun. It looks very sort of aimed at children, but some of the puzzles on that bit is just brutally hard, unnecessarily hard at some point. And it doesn't hold your hand or anyway. It just tells you, oh, you need to find this particular one. Just not roughly the area of where to find it, not how to find it. And then I suppose in a Pokemon-esque way, that some of them are only available at certain times of the day as well. So you have to contend with that bit as well, which is kind of annoying. But luckily you can sleep in certain areas to sort of change the time frame of when you need to find them. But yeah, so as Jay was saying last week, you the characters in there, you meet them, and basically they've all left town, so you have to try and get them to come back to town by any means necessary. And usually it involves they like eating a certain kind of snack, and then you get to choose which body part you want to change into that kind of snack that they like. Sometimes they want it. So one of them they're in a desert area and they want ice lollipop stick legs, so their legs don't melt when they run away. It's just very strange.
I've just watched it and just seen a character with celery legs.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
It sounds
One
like
lady, yeah.
It sounds like you're a little bit further than I am because I haven't got to a desert area yet. But has there been any hint as to why the limbs and stuff change with when they eat the snacks yet? Because I was playing it with Eva, my youngest, and she always, why are their legs changing? Why? I was like, I don't know. We got to find out.
The scientist doesn't. That's part of the reason, because obviously you're a journalist trying to find someone that adventured to the island.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they came back, because of these sort of mysterious snacks. And the scientist just says that, when you eat them, it has a sort of a DNA effect and it changes part of it. And she's invented a gun which allows you to choose which body part to change to that part of the snack. But there is a little element in the game where you eat it yourself, and instead of it changing anything of yourself, you just pass out and say you're allergic to them. So you can't change your own parts. But for most of it, there is the occasional objective that needs you to turn certain bits, but most of it just seems to be cosmetic. You could just dick around, changing around all the different residents into different kind of body parts of fruit and like all the different foods.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's getting really, really harder now. So it's no longer sort of child friendly, and suddenly becomes a sort of a puzzle that you really have to sort of work hard to sort of capture some of these ones to sort of progress the story. But it's fun enough. I might sort of get back to try and finishing it off, but it definitely ramped up the difficulty somewhat. It wasn't just like as casual as it started off.
Yeah. I mean, even in the opening area I got to, again with the youngest kid, she was playing it for a bit, and there was a bit where you got to control a ball. I don't know. I assume you done it on
Yeah,
the
the
beach.
hamster bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a bit too tricky even for her, just moving that around. So, and it, to be honest, it's a bit fucking tricky for me as well. I get fucking launching it off in the wrong
You have to
direction.
flick between the different tools. You have to lay down your trap, flick the ball out to knock them through, and then flick back to your trap, and then like hit the button at the right time to capture it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is a bit much for most kids.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, decent enough though. Quite
yeah,
enjoyable.
it is quite enjoyable, but a bit more adult than what the kiddie look to the game is. And the other one, obviously, the one you raved about last week, the
Here we go.
Stanley Parable.
I'm waiting for you to agree with my 10 out of 10 score, which I gave it.
Well, I won't give it the 10 out of 10 score that you gave it. It is fun and just weird. It's hard to play a game like that, going into it and thinking, how do you progress through this thing? Or you just have to accept there is no progression. You're not playing to complete the game. You're just playing through it to just try and either annoy the narrator that's going on in the background, or just seeing how everything just develops. Because even if you try and just stick to the script, it eventually goes off the rails anyway.
That's like the first wee part of it. Like, so on that trailer that just came up there, it's like, it's brilliant. Why? That would spoil it if I told you. And for Jay's description of it, it's like, it basically is. You could basically call this game the Stanley Parable, and then instead of having an Ultra Deluxe Edition, after the sucking colons, you could just have Pissed the Commentator Off Simulator. And that is basically how Jay's sold it to me. It's like, I want to do everything in my power to go against what the narrator wants me to do, just to see how far I can push him.
Yeah,
there is a limit, because it goes to a point where I hit a loop.
Yeah, I mean, I know to the point where you can't obviously do that throughout the whole game. You have to do something to get the game to move forward. But at the same time, I want to do everything I can to get to that point and then accept my fate that I have to move on to the next part.
But that's only one part of it.
Yeah.
It's enough for that going against it, because there's one part where even the narrator's just turned on the game and the narrator's just slating the game, because you found an area that basically just explains what's in the updated version of Deluxe Edition, and all you do is like you get to jump 10 times or something like that. And that's
whoa, let's not. Whoa.
Spoilers.
That's
but what I love about it, like the bit you're explaining there, that it's all played for laughs, and then you think that, like, they play it as like, this is literally all we added. Yeah. And then you get past it, and then there's a bit more, and there's a bit more, and there's a bit more, and it just goes and goes and goes. And no matter how many times you go back to the start, every time you play it and you get to an ending, it's different.
That's what I mean. That's what I was joking about, that humor is sort of, that's what it thinks the update is, or what the upgrade is. It's just to sort of, the game starts attacking itself. And even like, you annoy the narrator so much, even he goes off the rails, and he's kind of on your side at some point. So don't listen to this. This is not what's supposed to happen. And and every time you think you hit back at the start and you're about to go through a playthrough, you think you can play it differently. The whole thing's different anyway. It's like you haven't gone back to a reset where it's literally back to the start. It's quite confusing at times.
Yeah. It just goes and goes and goes. I'll talk to you when we finish. I want to ask if you got to a very specific bit yet, but we'll see.
If you're on about the achievement, we have to knock on the door a certain amount of times.
No. We'll talk about
did you do that bit?
No.
Okay.
No.
If you try that bit's a good bit of fun. You should try doing that one. There's an achievement for knocking on a door that many times, and the narrator, basically the start of it goes, you think that's it? You think I'm going to give you an achievement for that? You're going to have to do this, and he makes you jump through a lot of hoops to get that achievement.
and that's the thing, like, there's always
maybe not a game for E.
No, I've seen that there's one achievement where you've got to change the settings to every single different bit of setting. Like,
I tried to do that and I got bored about halfway through, so I'm not doing it. And then the favorite achievement, Ian, is you've got to not play it for 10 years.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, you play it and then don't play. Or play for the whole day of Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
So you can start again on Tuesday and don't play the whole you on the game for whole Tuesday. Like, what the fuck?
Do you know if you can do like the skip? Like, I remember on Batman.
You can change the console.
And the Calendar Man achievement, you could just change the in-game, like your menu calendar to that. Go and visit Calendar Man and give you your speech and do that for every date that you needed to do. And then you got the achievement that way.
Some people already have that achievement despite it only being out for about a week.
Right, so
I
you
think
can
that
obviously-
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
possible,
you
yeah.
can.
But
Yeah.
I was
that
gonna say
ruins
that
the
would
fun,
be
doesn't
a
it?
bastard otherwise.
The Tuesday one you have to play on a Tuesday because you
So-
can't change it.
so the
but
Tuesday
other
one-
ones you can.
I take the Tuesday one. You just turn it on at midnight or 1 minute past midnight. Leave the game running.
Before Tuesday hits, you have to start it and then you leave it on all the way for the
all
whole day
day.
of Tuesday.
I mean, that wouldn't be hard to do. Just leave the game running and then fuck off somewhere and that'd be it.
Or,
the
and here's
price
a
of
radical
electricity.
idea. I was going to say you could just play the game because it's fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, but
I
some
think-
of us have to work.
Nah, balls, they'll understand. Just say Stanley Parable's cool. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to ask you more questions, but again, I don't want to ruin it for anyone else who's listening or
Yeah,
watching. Right now.
massively interesting concept. Obviously, it's not your standard type of game, so it's just to watch it turn on itself and just fall in. It's just a different way of playing a game that you're not like a style that you don't really get a hang of.
Sorry, Karen.
No, that's it. It's just it is what you never kind of expect it. You kind of think you've got the hang of it, what's going to happen or where it's going to turn, and there's so many out of just mental different things that happen, and it's good because you think it could get boring if they kept doing certain bits, and early on it is a bit sort of dry, but once you sort of put the time in through it, it becomes way better.
And what I think I said last week or whatever, but what I like is that everything you think, well, if I do this, there's not going to be a result for that. But there always is. There's very few instances where I found, well, if I just don't leave this room for a minute, are they going to have thought of that? And normally they have. There's only one or two where I found where I just sit and nothing's happening. So, okay, so I've literally got to go. Like there was one I thought of the other day. Yeah, the broom closet, which is a very early and a good example. But there was one at a certain point you go down a lift, and when you get to the lift, it sort of explodes and it makes it look like you can't go back up. But if you try to go back up, you can. And then that leads into more dialogue and a whole completely different ending, which went places I couldn't even begin to describe just because I decided to go back up a lift rather than follow the story forward. And it's just little things like that. That's why I love it so much. It's brilliant. Fucking brilliant game.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I know obviously Graham's played, so he's enjoyed it. Anyone else actually played it yet or planning on playing it?
I plan on playing it again. I played it back in the day, but I'm planning on playing it.
I feel like come the show next weekend, I've probably played it as
Play
well.
all whatever. Probably could do a spoiler cast on it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have that. You're selling it to me that I need to jump into this game just to see how frustrated the narrator gets with you. Just because that sounds.
It's not
fucking
even
funny.
just frustration. It's just so clever how everything you try, they've got an answer for, and then some, and then it just goes and goes and goes. But we could talk about Stanley Parable later. Graham, anything else, or was that all you've been playing this week?
Well, other than the original, but I can't bring it up for a third week in a row.
Wow, yeah, I know.
Don't do it. Don't do
We'll,
it.
we'll have a bumper FIFA Ultimate Team session next week, shall we?
Wait a minute, did somebody say FIFA Ultimate Team?
Whoa. Anyway, it's my turn now, motherfuckers. Shut up. Right. Well, I've only really played one thing this week, apart from Stanley Parable and Fortnite, obviously, which we've already talked about a lot. Which is a game called Paratopic, which is out, I think, next week. It's been out on Switch for ages. I actually bought it for the Switch last year sometime when it was on sale, and I never actually got around to playing it. But it's a first-person short, i.e., it's like 40 minutes long, narrative, kind of horror thriller type thing, and you can only play it in one sitting. There's no save state, so when you start it, you've got to go to the end. You can't come back to it at any point. Which again, because it's only 40 minutes long, no problem. And it's about you're a smuggler in this weird, twisted world, and instead of drugs or guns or whatever, it's VHS tapes. And so when the people put the VHS tape in and watch it, it affects them almost like a drug. Like it sends their mind loopy and their body goes crazy. And one person I saw watch the tape sort of turned into what's those things from almost like a Silent Hill creature, like fucking weird things coming out of their head and that. But that they get off on that, they enjoy it, and the whole point is you're smuggling these tapes for to sell like on the black market, or whatever. But it goes really weird places. All the characters it's all like PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn style polygonal visuals. So it's all real basic, real chunky graphics and that, but they've sort of scanned people's faces onto the characters, and the way they move, it's almost like a fever dream rather than like a static face. Like the head will stay still and the face will be sliding back and forth along it. It's very, very strange to look at. And I'm not sure that I enjoyed it all that much. Like I said, it was short, but it was almost like one of those experiences where it's weird for the sake of being weird. Doesn't really say anything, or there's no point to it, as it were. Like it's sort of the scenes chop and change. Apparently, I was reading from the store description, you play as 3 different characters. I had no idea until I read that. I played through the whole thing. I just assumed you were the same person. Then the scenes were just chopping and changing, kind of like a movie. There's dialogue choices to make along the way which affect certain bits, but I don't think it affects like the outcomes per se. It just gives you a bit more flavor to the experience. And then there's some real basic, not necessarily puzzle, it's more exploration of small areas, which feels a bit dragged out. There's 2 bits where you're driving a car down a motorway and you listen to the radio and everybody talks, but it's all like all weird, like you can't actually understand what they're saying.
So it's on The Sims.
Basically, yeah, but there's no subtitles or anything, so it just goes for 5 minutes, and all you've got to listen to is either some really crap music or a radio show where 2 people are talking, but they're all talking like that, and you can only make out like one word every sort of 30 words, something. And I was like, well, I think my game's broken because nothing's happening. And it turns out you just need to wait for this fucking drive to finish before it cuts to the next scene. And despite being listed as a horror, and a lot of big sites were giving it some big praise. I think in 2018 when it came out, saying the most important,
dreadful.
Yeah, the most important horror game of the year, and most, it will stick in the memory. It's all right, but
I feel like it's stuck in memory for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, a lot of like I said, it seems to be getting a lot of love, but it's not bad. It's probably worth playing if you're into those weird little experiences, but it's not something that I would recommend like everybody rush out and play, because it's more very niche in its approach.
It looks so bad. I think you've killed Dan.
It's like I said, the publisher is Baltoro Games, who published Fatum Betula a few months ago, which I played, which again was weird.
What?
Fatum Betula, I think it was called.
I said Fatima. I was like, what?
It's that was like another short weird experience, but that had some puzzles and some different outcomes and stuff. With this one, I think anyway, it's just the one outcome. You can just slightly twist the tail as you go. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it necessarily, but it's only a couple of quid and it's out next week. And if you like weird little experiences, Chivos as well, Ian, just for you. Pretty easy to get, I think, but they don't unlock until you finish a full playthrough.
What?
So I got right to the end. I was like, well, why are none of the achievements unlocked? Not that I care, obviously. I just thought I'd have a look. And then as soon as I hit the actual end of the game and started again, all of the achievements from the run I just did popped all at once. So you don't know that you've actually hit the unlock until you've finished the whole run through by the looks of it.
Cheeky
Indeed. But again, it's only short. It's only about 40 minutes, and that was going pretty slow. You could probably do it a little bit faster than that.
Speed run.
Speed run, indeed.
40 minutes, you say?
40 minutes, yes. And that's about it, really. I'm trying to think. I don't think I played anything else other than, again, as I said, Fortnite and bits like that.
But yeah. But is it better or worse than the other game of theirs, Ash Ketchum, whatever you said it was?
What? Ash Ketchum?
I don't know. You said the other name of the game that you played.
No, I prefer Fatum Betula, definitely.
Yeah, that's my wordbread's better.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's definitely better than, what was it, Promesa?
Promesa,
yeah,
right.
That was shocking. But yeah, it's almost along those
ain't no vampire rain.
Well, no. Nothing is it? Nothing can be that
I was looking at the worst games rated ever, and that game came up, and I was sort of went down a rabbit hole reading about it. And I was like, hoo. I feel bad for people who actually played that game.
Yeah,
great.
Not just played it. I bought that game when it was on. It was like an on-offer thing.
Ouch.
It sucked so bad.
Yeah,
the cover art was
sounded terrible. Apparently, yeah, like you said, did you not see the cover art looks pretty good?
Well, not that it was just.
They sell you on it.
Yeah, I was just a bit sold on it. It's like, oh, Vampire Rain, you kind of shooting vampires and stuff. I was like, okay, and then it's like, oh, it's stealth. Oh, what backfired there. And then it's like, Not even a good stealth.
Not even
really
good, yeah.
shit stealth, and then they give you a water pistol to take out a vampire. You might as well just be squirting water at him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we might look for that one in the game of the year listen when we get to that year.
Oh yeah.
However, I think that's all the games we've been playing this week. As I said, we got a few reviews and stuff up on the site even, including Trek to Yomi by James, given 8.3. So he was one of the higher ones I've seen on it. MotoGP 22 by a good man Carlos.
Santana.
Slipstream by Ross and Dan. Is that giveaway still going on?
Yes, Monday till 8 p.m.
Cool. So Ross reviews Slipstream, which is like an old school arcade racer type thing, in the vein of like Outrun and stuff like that. Give it 8.5, quite very high on it. Really enjoyed it, and the developers were kind enough to give us a few codes to give away. So if you head over to Twitter at Xbox Tavern, and you can find it on there. I'm sure Dan will put some sort of link somewhere for you to click as well. But yeah, there's a few things you got to do to enter to win a code for the game, and it looks pretty decent.
Yes.
And yeah, as I said, Stanley Parable, 10 out of 10, best game ever. Right. If you not want to pick up new games like Stanley Parable and play that all the time, you can go to Game Pass and play some new games and things and stuff that have come to there. So, Ross, what's coming to game?
Did you forget who did the Game Pass there?
I
was like, shit, who do I need to speak to? What the fuck?
Russ, tell me what's coming to Game Pass.
Are you sure it's me? Are you 100% certain? Right, so I'll not bother looking at the recap. So for next week, we have 10th of May. I'm going to butcher this one because it's a bastard name. Danganronpa 2. Sounds about right.
Danganronpa, yeah.
Goodbye Despair Anniversary Edition coming on console, PC, and cloud. Ayuden Chronicle. Fucking hell, they picked some names for this one, didn't they? Jesus Christ. Ayuden Chronicle Rising, May 10th, console, PC, and cloud. This War of Mine Final Cut, May 10th, console, PC, and cloud. NHL 22, May 12th, again, console, PC, and cloud. Fuck me. Umarange Generation Special Edition, May 17th, console and PC. So that's the ones that will be coming up, and then more coming nearer the end of the month. The big one that we need to worry about for the end of the month, though, is Sniper Elite 5, May 26th.
Yeah, but
that is, I would be very shocked if not for June's Game Pass, Project Game Pass game.
We'll see, won't we? Maybe we'll put it to the polls.
No, we won't. We will just be playing Sniper Elite 5.
All right. Well,
I like that idea.
Well, I know Graham's well excited about that, but what he's not excited about is things leaving Game Pass. Ian,
Hi.
Tell me.
Games leaving Game Pass, we have Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the Definitive Edition. We have Steep. We have Final Fantasy X and X2. We have The Wild of Heart. We have The Catch, Carp and Coast Fishing, Jamie's favourite. Enter the Gungeon and Remnants from the Ashes.
Did you say Wild of Heart's leaving?
Yes.
Shit the bed, I better get on it. When's it leaving?
It's leaving this, 7 days.
Oh, I might be able to do it. I've had that installed since it come in. I've never even started it. Oh, I need to play that. Okay. Cool. All right. Well,
yeah.
Go on.
20% if you buy it while it's in Game Pass.
We'll see if it's any good first day. But
do it.
Speaking of games that we really should get to playing, especially free games would be good. Graham, what's coming to Games of Gold? Or what is in Games of Gold?
Yeah, Games of Gold. We've still got Hue available until May the 15th. We have Dan's favorite, Yoko's Island Express, available from May the 1st to the 31st. The Inner World, The Last Wind Monk, is available from May the 16th to June the 15th. Hydro Thunder Hurricane, available from May the 1st to 15th. And Viva Pinata Party Animals from May the 16th to the 31st.
Nice. So some decent games there. Apparently that Hydro Thunder is supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I've seen that. I'd seen like people commenting obviously about I'd seen people comment about Yoko's Island Express and the Inner World, but now I'm seeing a lot of people plucking up saying, "Oh, wait a minute, Hydro Thunder was on Games with Gold before, but it's actually a really good game, so don't piss all over it."
Yeah, so go check them out again. Free games is free games. What are you gonna do? Play it and not like it? Oh no. Anyway, I think that's about it. That'll do us for this week. Thank you very much if you made it all the way to the end of the show. You're a fucking hero and we love you. We have been Xbox Tavern, and this has been Xpod Tavern, episode 77th. You can find it, as I say, on youtube.com/Xbox official, xboxtavern.com. Just Jeeves, Xbox Tavern, and whatever we do will come up, hopefully, including Dan's lovely pictures that he's working on.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. And I've been Jamie, and you can also follow everybody else on Twitter and stuff. Ian,
I know you can follow me at Nutty Ray.
Ross,
Chaotic8389.
Graham,
Grey Reaper.
and Daniel.
Chocolate Bear 80.
I am at Enexan, and obviously at Xbox Tavern. That would be wonderful. Right, say goodbye, everybody. Ross,
Ciao, peoples.
Dan,
Au revoir.
Graham,
Oh.
Ian.
And goodbye. We love you. I love you. Hello. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. See you next week at 8 p.m.
Ish.
Ish.